Hi, I'm Trooper Smacka.
Hi, I'm Trooper Wellman,
Please stay tuned for a behind-the-scenes look at being a state trooper.
and together we can make a difference.
Here we are live at the 360 Vegas studios with another edition of Trooper Talk with Trooper Wellman. So you're wearing a special uniform today,
Yeah.
and you were doing something this morning. So tell us what you're wearing and tell us where you were this morning.
Yeah, so this right here is our Nevada State Police Honor Guard uniform, and it doesn't matter what division you work in, we all wear the same one. And this is statewide. Our entire state, the Nevada State Police wears the same uniform. And we wear these for celebrations and for tragedies, unfortunately. But you have to test to get into the Honor Guard, and it's, not to be cliche, but it is an honor to be a part of this team. And you know firsthand that Sergeant Smacka and myself have been part of this team for years now, and some of the things we've been a part of will always be with us that are, you know, tragic losses and traumatic events. But we also get to balance it out with good events. Like today, we got to celebrate a lieutenant that retired after 20 years of service.
The flag folding ceremony traditionally is concluded to honor all officers who, through selfless dedication, have given their lives to the profession of law enforcement. All right, let's see. It's okay. We're right here. Clay, come on up. It's time to embarrass you. At this time, I would like to ask Lieutenant Michael Diamond to please join me at said podium to read Clay's bio.
Oh boy, where it begins, I'm ready. James Clay Madsen is a lifelong Nevadan, graduating from Carlin High School in 1991. He attended the University of Nevada, Reno. After a few years with RPD, Clay was hired by Nevada Highway Patrol on July 7th, 2002.
On behalf of the men and women, sworn and civilian, Southern Command of the Highway Patrol, we'd like to present you with this. And you're going to need some more wall space when things are all said and done. Present you with the Colonel's coin. Colonel Conway could not be here today, but on his behalf, Lieutenant James Clay Madsen, Nevada Highway Patrol, in recognition of your 20 years and 6 months of outstanding service, dedication to the citizens of the state of Nevada and to the Department of Public Safety. Let it be further recognized the positive impact you have had throughout your career. The men and women of the Nevada Highway Patrol congratulate you upon your retirement and wish you well in all your future endeavors. Presented Colonel's coin number 430 on the second day of February 2023, signed Colonel Patrick J. Conway, Nevada Highway Patrol.
This is just a thank you to Clay from our staff for all the help and guidance he's given us, and it's just kind of turned into a tradition.
Without further ado, from commercial, we would like to present you with the Shadowhawks.
Henry 3104.
I will be 1042. Thank you for a great 20 years. To everybody out there, be safe and go home.
It is with great pleasure to announce that as of 10:40 hours on Tuesday, March 28, 2023, after 20 years of service, Nevada Highway Patrol Lieutenant James Clay Madsen, Henry 3104, is retiring and giving his final call. The Department of Public Safety and the great state of Nevada would like to thank you for your many years of selfless and dedicated service to the law enforcement profession and the citizens of the state of Nevada. Your final 42 is 10:40 hours, Shadow Cliff.
We tried to get Lieutenant Munoz to come on.
Yeah.
He said he would, but Sergeant Bracek, he was supposed to come, but then the president came in.
Oh, yes, that's
right.
what happened.
That's right. That was like the whole.
Yes.
So when you know, I mean, you can't divulge details, but like when he comes in, like that's it, shut down the city, the whole thing, right?
Basically, I mean, it's if you are working and if you're not, and we don't have enough, troopers on, then people are coming in for mandatory overtime to cover it because we have to staff it. Like, we don't have an option. And same thing with, Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department and the other surrounding agencies here in town or anywhere statewide. We all come in. It's the President of the United States.
Yeah,
it's our commander, so we have to, and we want to protect him at all costs. So it's what we took our oath for, and it's the same thing for our governor. Or if there is, you've seen firsthand law enforcement officers that have lost, their lives in line of duty. We shut down the city for them. There's all these different exceptions that we do it for, but it's an honor and it's a privilege to do it.
Ah, yes.
So that was a job fair we just had last week.
Yes.
And we have on the right Whitney. She's one of our dispatchers here in Las Vegas. This is Jose Villa. He is actually our civilian. I'm not sure exactly his title, but he's the coordinator over all of our recruitment. So if you apply to NevadaStatePolice.com, you'll most likely be dealing with Jose or Officer McClarty. Then you have Sergeant Clifton. I was going to say his first name, Sergeant Clifton with parole and probation. And then you have Trooper Slater with Nevada Highway Patrol. So we have dispatch, parole and probation, and highway patrol all at the job fair. And they were there to answer any questions anybody had, to go over benefits, incentives, all kinds of different things. And it was a really good turnout, and I guess they had a really, really good time.
Yeah, and it just shows, like, when you see them and you can see the smiles on their faces, they want to be there.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
a lot of times you go to these job fairs and everybody's miserable, right? Because they don't want to be there.
Right, they got
right?
voluntold.
But they want to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they want people to work there.
They do, yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? Ah, yes. Women's History Month. Now, here's the thing on this. The colonel, right? Carpenter, right?
Retired,
okay.
yeah.
Retired, right? So she was gracious enough to come in here and spend a little bit of time, and we had the pictures up there of all the female troopers, right, at the Las Vegas sign,
Yep.
right, and all that stuff. And so we know that, what the women mean to the Nevada State Police. And so it's very, very important, because it's not just men out there doing this job.
Right.
And so this is highlighting to the fact that women can accomplish the same goals as a man.
So we strive to show diversity, of course, within our department, from race to gender to just equality for all. And, with Women's History Month, we want to make sure that we showcase all the women in all the different fields that make up the Nevada State Police. So that doesn't matter if you're sworn or if you're a dispatcher or if you're our admin personnel, because each person plays such a critical role in making us operate and be 100%. And especially our admin. If we didn't have them, we wouldn't function. Just simple as that. And so with us being statewide, all of these women in this photo right here are actually from our Northern Command. And, we talk a lot about our Southern Command. And so my counterpart, her name is Kim Smith, and she barely gets any credit. She's like behind the scenes. And so it's very important that I acknowledge Kim. She's actually
Kim Smith. All right,
Kim Smith.
Yeah.
She is our Director's Public Information Officer. And even though she's a civilian and not sworn, she is my backbone. And I couldn't do this position without Kim. After Sergeant Smack got promoted, Kim is my lifeline. So she's up in Reno, and she helps me so much capture moments and highlight individuals up in our Northern Command and Elko and all around the state, because we are statewide and I can't be everywhere, right? And my main focus is our Southern Command. So I was so appreciative when she put this post up, because I think it's important for everyone to feel highlighted, as well as our Northern Command, because we always talk about our Southern a lot.
Yeah,
so.
of course. And let's highlight something else to that if you are a civilian and you are not a sworn officer, there are many positions available
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
if you want to help, right? And if maybe you're looking for a job or whatever, and you don't want to be an officer because you can't do that. There's many things that you could potentially get a job with and work with the Department of Public Safety and achieve many goals.
Absolutely. And you'll be eventually vested in the state. You'll have the PERS retirement. Yes, there's a lot of benefits to working for the state of Nevada. And again, being able to move around. You could be admin down south. Like we just had one of our dispatchers take a position up in Carson City, and she just moved up. Like, you have flexibility to move if you would like. Like, say you don't want you maybe 5 years here in the city. You're like, I want a break. I want to take my family to a more quiet rural area, and you want to move up to, I don't know, Wells, Nevada, or Tahoe or something. You have the ability to do it, even as an admin. So I just love the flexibility we have at our agency.
Yeah, it's tremendous. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, those Capitol Police guys, they were really cool.
So,
like, they were like I've seen them before with Governor Sisolak, right? And it was a more relaxed environment, right? Because it was like something else, and this was like very cool.
Were they in uniform?
They had the gray. The gray sweater or whatever, you know what I
So
mean?
that's our governor's detail. So that's a different task force.
Yeah.
So Capitol Police basically guards and protects the governor's building, which is Grant Sawyer, as well as all the state buildings. So they respond to calls for service at like the DMVs, welfare offices, everything that's state.
Yeah.
So the team you saw with him is actually the governor's detail. And they are only assigned to the governor, and they travel with the governor and take him everywhere. So that's a totally different team, but isn't that cool?
Yeah, no, it's cool. They zipped away in the same little cars that you have. Zoop, zoop, you know what I mean?
I actually had the opportunity to work for Sisolak they were trying to find a female for his wife so that we didn't look as law enforcement. Like, you would think maybe I was her friend if she was like out shopping and stuff.
Yeah.
And I almost did it, but I didn't know if I had the flexibility in my schedule. Because if she calls and she needs to go to the store, that you have to go. So, because you are their protection detail. So you have to have a lot of flexibility, but it is so rewarding and such a great opportunity, and especially for that resume to say wow, like some of the people you've met and protected, and it's a huge responsibility, but very,
it was pretty cool. You know
very
what I mean?
cool.
Yeah. So, Sergeant Smacko, so when he was here, he said people need to, if they're going to go out, they need to get the Uber, because he said that one of the biggest problems that he's facing now is the people saying when they get to a place and they're drunk or they're whatever they're doing, they don't want to take an Uber home because it's such a pain to get back to get the car.
Oh.
Right? So, so he says, we'll take an Uber. If you're going to a bar and you're drinking, don't drive the car.
Yeah, there's actually companies out there, especially here in Vegas, that you can actually pay for them to come, and they come with two people in the vehicle. So one drives your vehicle, and you ride in your car, and they drive your car home. And that's why I tell you, there's never a good excuse to drink and drive or drive impaired.
People on the show here.
That's actually a great idea.
Yeah, we need.
Yeah, we could promote it, because I don't think a lot of people know about it, and I couldn't tell you what it's called at the moment, but but I know it exists because
we'll have to
multiple
find it.
people have used it.
And that's what he said. And so, I'm sitting here and I'm like, it's already, it's too much already. You know what I'm saying? And so, all right.
Yeah.
That's so crazy with these people. All right, let's see. Visiting with the awesome students. We showed, I think when you weren't here, we had the book week, right? Right, Johnny?
Reading week.
Yeah, I think it was reading week, right? And we showed the troopers and stuff like that, and so, we start at a young age so that they know not to be fearful.
Right.
Because if they're fearful, they're going to do bad things, and so we need to make sure that every one of them knows that when they have a problem, they need to go to the badge. Right?
Right. Remember, this is a symbol of trust, not a symbol of fear. And that's our goal, is to always make sure they know that. And to know the number to call us. Like, that's one of the things I always go over is 911, right? Make sure they know. And I think it's really just about paying it forward to our little community members. So what's special about this post is obviously you see Captain Stunkel and Lieutenant Stunkel. And that's our little boys class. And so, like, how neat is that? That
Oh.
husband and wife, and of rank, captain and lieutenant. Like, they have worked hard to get where they're at, and
little boy.
great leaders in our agency. And that's our little baby boy. And, you
yeah.
know, and they got to be there for his class. And, you know, he may not realize it yet, but when he's grown, I mean, how awesome is that? Like, your parents are both officers and, you know, and of rank. Again, such a huge accomplishment. And I just thought it was so neat.
So this is very important because I did not realize that was exactly what was going on
Yeah,
here.
it's their
Right.
family.
And so that's great.
I know, it's just super special. And I know that their son will appreciate that when he's older.
Yeah, this is a great photo. I didn't get a chance to see her at the. Was she at the Cornell?
Mhm.
Yeah, so she was at the car show and then she left or something. Or
Yep.
They were there.
Mhm.
Follow Nevada State Police on our
Yes.
unified Twitter profile. What happened here now?
So we actually, just like, you know, before Department of Public Safety, Highway Patrol, Department of Public Safety,
yeah, uh-huh.
we made it simpler. Nevada State Police, boom.
That's it.
That's it, right? And then we have our divisions or state police. We just want it to be a little more simpler.
Yeah.
I can't think of the
So
word.
it's not Nevada Highway Patrol anymore. It's Nevada State Police. That's it.
I mean, it is. I can still say that. You would say Nevada State Police Highway Patrol,
Right. Okay.
but you could say Nevada State Police, and it just okay. So what it was like if you went online and if you looked up the recruitment for an officer position, it said Peace Officer 1 or Department of Public Safety, and you didn't really understand what that meant. We had a lot of people always going, "What does that mean? Which one do I click to apply?" Like they didn't understand it. So to simplify it we made it Nevada State Police, Trooper 1, Officer 1. It's just, you know what you're signing up for when you see Nevada State Police. You know it's law enforcement now. So same thing with our social media handles. You know, we have a parole probation page. We have a highway patrol page. We have, I mean, all kinds of different Twitter feeds, up north, down south, blah, blah. We're just going to make it simple. And we just made it NV State Police. And now you will find everything you need for the entire state, for our agency on our Twitter feed right there. So we will put in parentheses south or north, so that way you know. But if we're like, hey, road closure on this highway, we'll put north, or like Reno or Elko, so that way you know.
Yeah.
But majority of people that are looking at our Twitter feed are traveling through the state anyway, so it's more convenient for them to be able to go to one page and see all these updates of different road conditions. Let's say I'm traveling from Las Vegas to Reno, and now I see that everything looks good, and then I see, oh, in Hawthorne, there's a road closure. Oh, in Reno, there's road closures because it's snowing. I know that's the route I'm taking to get up there, so I'm going to expect delays or this and that. Like, it's actually way more convenient. It makes more sense to just have one. So we're trying it out. We're going to see if it works.
Yeah.
But I believe
sure
that
it's
it's
gonna
going to
be
be
great.
much better. So,
Much less confusion.
yes.
How do we become a trooper?
You can go on our website, nevadastatepolice.com. We have live recruiters on there that you can ask any questions. We can set up testing dates for you. They can let you know when we have upcoming test dates, job fairs. You know, it is an extensive testing process, but one that you can get through, you know, if you just stick to it.
Thanks again, and so we'll say goodbye. Okay.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks. All right. See you real soon.